So this particular story is a very tragic one. However, I feel at some point we should really learn how to let go. We should really learn how to let go of certain things. Now, something happened in Ghana. I'm not very sure about the dates. I think somewhere late June 2025. A young man who was in a relationship. It wasn't clear how long he dated this young lady, but they were in a relationship. And one thing led to the other, they broke up and relationship ended. The girl moved on. She started dating someone else. But the guy said, if I can't have you, nobody will have you. He threatened the ex-girlfriend and the girlfriend's current boyfriend. He told them that he was going to kill the both of them, and he was not joking about it. That fateful day, he brought out his gun, he loaded it, and went straight to the house of the ex-girlfriend. His intention that day was just to go there, meet the girlfriend, and just unalive her. But unfortunately for him, when he got there, the current boyfriend was around, and this boy seems like the current boyfriend is also not a good boy. It seems like he was also a bad guy. He already had a gun. The ex-boyfriend kept on knocking, and the manner at which the ex-boyfriend was knocking, it became suspicious. So what the current boyfriend did was he brought out his own gun, cocked it, and was ready for whatever will happen. They were constantly asking who was at the door, but they were not getting any response, and the person kept on knocking. So the current boyfriend tried to open the door, and immediately he opened the door, first thing the ex did was fired shots, and he immediately banged the door back. The current boyfriend shot the door back, and at that point, he cocked his own gun, reopened the door, and fired the ex-boyfriend. He shot him 4 times, leading to his death. That was where he died on the spot. I guess neighbors called the police. They came, they moved the body, and arrested the current boyfriend and the ex-girlfriend. So they were the ones that told the police that, okay, this was what happened. He has been threatening to unalive us, and we thought he was joking until that fateful day when the incident happened. I was only defending myself. I was only trying to defend myself. So at this point, it's a question of, was that self-defense or manslaughter? I went through the comment section. A lot of persons were saying his act was not self-defense, that it was too much. If he had fired just once and probably injured him, it should have passed for self-defense. But that shooting him 4 times, he had the intentions of killing him. Then on my part, thinking about the whole thing, I was like, if I was even in the shoes of the current boyfriend, I would shoot him more than 3 times. I will make sure I kill him, because this is someone who came with the intentions of killing me. Yes, it wasn't clear if the disease was aware that the current boyfriend was around when he went to visit with the intentions of killing, because he went there with a loaded gun and he fired first. So it's obvious he went with the intention of killing. So me having a gun, I have to retaliate. What if I had allowed him to try again and shoot me and I end up dying? Or if I shoot him once and he survives it and gets back at me? So it's a case of 50-50. For me, it's an act of self-defense, because I won't even give you a second chance to say, okay, you are getting up to try and fight back before I will say I'm looking for somebody to probably disarm you. So for me, his action is justifiable. However, what is your own opinion? What is your own take on the story? Was the act of the ex-boyfriend foolish? For me, I felt like it was just an unnecessary act. It was a foolish act, because there are so many girls out there. There are so many beautiful women out there. I don't know the kind of relationship you had that you cannot rebuild with someone else. That you had the mindset of going to someone's house to kill the person with a gun. And you should know that anything can happen. Even if you had successfully killed her and her boyfriend, the police would have arrested you and you would have probably rot in jail or also die. So why take the chance? Why take the risks? Parents will just give birth. I think parents should be praying. Parents should be praying for God to give them children that are very sensible, children that are very considerate, because there are certain things you would want to do. You put your siblings, you put your parents into consideration. How do you go to kill someone and you don't even consider your own life? What if I die? What will my parents do? What will my siblings do? You just go and do it because you feel, okay, it's your life, you want to do whatever that pleases you. I don't know. Do you feel the act of the current boyfriend was too much? Do you feel he shouldn't have shot him 4 times? Do you also agree with the fact that his act was not proportionate to what was coming? Because I feel his act was proportionate. This person came with gun. He in fact fired. So if I had opened the door and allowed him, he will kill me. So for me, I feel his act was proportionate. However, what do you feel? Do you also think his act was proportionate, or you feel like he should have just fired maybe once or twice? What if he had even fired once and the shot went straight to the heart and killed him. So it doesn't even matter if he fired once or twice. If he will die, he will die. And his act was foolish. He should have even just looked for someone finer than her, more better than her, to show her you are doing better. However, he may really be pained because some relationships can actually really hurt you deep down. There are some persons you be with and you can't really move on. So I don't know how he was feeling. I don't know how he may have been feeling. However, I pray he so rest in peace.